It's starting.
It's recording?
Yeah,
it's recording. Just what we need, another makeup video tutorial or another tutorial video. English is not my first language, but I do try. In any case, I wanted to let you all know that I'm trying a makeup routine. This is really not what I do all the time because I don't wear makeup a lot. I'm trying to do the whole, like, Alicia Keys inspired no makeup thing, or, even one of my newer idols, which she was my idol before, which is Pamela Anderson. I love her so much. But in any case, I wanted to let you know that I suck at intros. After rambling on for way too long, which I always do, here's I'm going to do my makeup. And yeah, I'm not very original at this. I mean, I kind of suck at it, actually. What is that? What is this?
Oh, it's probably like...
What is that?
I don't know.
I have a bright target on my neck.
I thought you were talking about the chips I was about to eat.
No. There's chips. Oh, the chips.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue with the makeup tutorial. So I'm really hoping that somebody gets something out of this other than just, if you get a good laugh out of it because you're making fun of how ridiculous I am being in this video, then go ahead. I don't mind. If I was able to make your day just a little bit better by making fun of me or laughing at my dumbness, I guess, or my shenanigans, then I'm very happy to do that. I really don't mind. So let's get started. I'm going to show you a little bit of what I have started to use, also the things that I do use. So for example, I do have medicated cream because I have psoriasis all around here, and here is where I usually break out. And I'm really good right now. I haven't had a lot of breakouts lately because the weather is getting a little bit nicer here in Calgary, so it's not as dry. But there's some things I don't normally use, which are foundation. I normally don't use foundation, but I've noticed that when I do use foundation, just, around my eyes, obviously the makeup stays longer. Oh my God, what a concept. The makeup lasts when you use the right products or better products or in the right order. And then the other thing that I never used to use, which is translucent powder, but I'm using it now, which is awesome. Because before in the 90s, it was like all like the compact of like the powder that had to match the same color of your skin, or like it had to match your foundation, and you just had that cakiness, and then you would sweat, and then you could almost do this and you can get like a bunch of like makeup on your finger, which, I mean, I'm not trying to knock anyone. If that's what you like, that's your thing, you dig it, you do you. I don't like it on me. I've never liked it. And I always felt like it just clogged my pores and it plugged my skin. And then I started dabbling into like wearing different kinds of lipsticks. I used to wear like really dark lipsticks, like dark purple lipstick, dark brown lipstick, and I really enjoyed wearing lipsticks for a while, but I wouldn't wear as much eye makeup. And then I would mix it into wearing really dark eye makeup as well. And then lately I noticed as well, watching other videos of like makeup tutorials, that it's not that I didn't notice before, but I have hooded eyes. And so, there's certain makeup techniques that you can utilize to make your eyes look less hooded, or so they don't look smaller. However, I do find that what I have come up with in my routine for makeup use, I find it to be very quick. It looks really nice. It just makes me look alive. So let's get started. Yeah, no, I don't actually use this very often. I should start using it, but just, how do you use these things?
I mean, it's usually when it's like cold.
That would help.
You just like kind of go, okay.
Like drain all the lymphatic.
Yeah.
Sorry. All the fat, all the rolls, and all the jigglies now on my neck. That's just part of getting old, guys. That's just part of getting old. Embrace it. Not everyone gets to get old, so embrace it. Okay, so Aveeno is my new favorite, best moisturizer for my face. This video is not sponsored. I'm just showing what I've been using. And I also found a face mist. I actually got this at Winners. And for our US citizens watching us, That would be Marshalls, which now we have Marshalls in Calgary.
You do?
We do.
Since when?
I don't know. I think it was like maybe like 8 years ago. But
What?
I think I've only been there once. But anyhow, and then like a nice good facial oil. I also use jojoba oil, but jojoba or jojoba, correct me. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. I say jojoba, but that's because I speak Spanish, and so the J is like, the sounds like an H. Hence the ha ha ha, which everyone says ja ja ja. And you can ja 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 me. So this is the one I've been using, and I'm really liking it because it's very light. And my kid is laughing at me. I always start with my Nivea lip balm. This is the cherry one, or the strawberry one, sorry. And I was using just a regular, like the one that's just like the plain one. It's more glossy and I really like it, but I also really enjoy this one too. So before anything, this is just what I do. You can follow what I do, my steps or not, but this, I start off with putting lip balm on my lips. What a concept, putting lip balm on your lips. Where else would you put it? I don't know why I just shook that. I'm like, no, I don't know if that's too much or the right amount, but that's the right amount. That feels really nice and refreshing on my face. Taking off my rings, because this is about to get serious. This is just how I do it. I try to apply this mainly on the areas that are my problem areas for additional moisture to my skin, so that way everything lasts a little bit longer. And yeah, most people probably don't want a shiny forehead, but I really don't mind. I'd rather have a shiny forehead than a flaky one because of my skin problem. Oh, that's a new blotch. I didn't notice that one. All right. Then I move on to my medicated cream. And again, I just apply it on my problem areas. And I'm really displaying my Easter egg manicure. I have to be very careful with this medicated cream to not put it very close to my eyes. It says do not apply near eyes. And I mean, this part of my forehead is near my eyes, but really that's where I have a lot of issues. So now we're gonna go with this. Applying the lotions and potions. This I try to just put like on the areas where I didn't mainly use the oil on. So like my eyes, the rest of my forehead, my nose, my cheeks. Yeah, and it might be really odd how I put it on. I know. I am a weirdo. When you don't wear makeup often, you don't buy makeup often. Meaning, I was very surprised as to some of the prices that are out there because maybe I buy something like, once a year. I was very surprised as to some of the prices that are out there because maybe I buy something like, once a year. And I do steal makeup from my kid because she does buy makeup. But we're not the same skin tone. And so I saw this one that was on sale for like, I think $6.99, and so much larger for, than the smaller tube of concealer. And for what I use, honestly, this is all I need. I don't need the concealer. I didn't need to pay $13 for something that I don't use often. So I figured that this would be something that will last me longer. Obviously, it's going to last me longer because it's more. But it was just, the better bargain for my dollar. Okay, I know. I have makeup sponges. I do. But I find that this is a good method. It works for me. And I have the makeup sponges just like, like an arm reach away. But I'm not going to use them. Now I'm going to add a little bit here just because it's red. And that's probably not helping my psoriasis. But, reminder, I don't usually wear makeup very often. So the reason I have psoriasis there and here in my problem areas is not because I wear makeup. But because it does get kind of red, I do put some on there. When it does get really dry, again, keep your face. I don't wear makeup often. And especially if it is really dry around that area, I'm not going to wear this stuff because it makes it look more flaky and cakey and disgusting. I'm trying to beautify myself when I do this, okay? But makeup can only do so much. The rest, you just have to embrace who you are. Be happy with what you have. What? She looks at me like...
No, I just hope you guys can't hear me eating. Most likely they can.
The crunching, like...
Yeah. I'm trying to eat it quietly, but
like, what else is in those chips besides, what is it, like, small animal bones and twigs? What was the whole phrase? You sound like a carburetor full of drywall screws when you're chewing. For those of you who don't know, that is from How I Met Your Mother. Show that we really, really love. Domino effects. You're chewing your chips.
I am.
I think it's blended really nicely. My fingers are all like... gross. What do I do next, right? Powder. So now we're gonna put the translucent powder. Should I do the whole like this is the thing? Not that I'm trying to make fun of it, honestly. I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just I don't want to be like a total copycat of everything. But you are a copycat. You are. Wow. I'm starting to look more alive already. It always surprises me. Like, I mean, deep down, I love makeup. I think it's really fun. I just don't want to be committed to wearing it all the time. Call it laziness. Call it practical. It works for me not to wear makeup all the time. So much so that when I'm at work, if I show up to work wearing makeup, people are like, oh my god, you look really good today. It's like basically like any other day I don't look that good. I get it. I probably don't. Alright. I'm going to do whatever technique that I learned for hooded eyes. And again, I'm not a professional. I'm not great at this. I do it the way that it works with me and the way that I can do it within my capacity. How can you tell where you're putting it on if your eyes are closed? I just can't, okay? When you know your face, you just can't. And then I open my eyes and it's all wonky. Alright, now I'm going to apply a bit of a dark color, obviously, but not on the crease because I do have hooded eyes. So I want basically like from the edge here to where my crease is to be the most prominent. But again, because I have hooded eyes and, I don't want to cover that with anything dark. So then I'm going to be applying it just right above that line. But before I do that, I got to put this on. I don't want to scare anyone because it's going to look really weird. And I know it looks weird. But this is how my mama taught me, okay? So I'm going to copy her. Right on the water line underneath. Makes your eye look really disgusting. Oh, my eye is watering already. And this is why they call it the waterline. I'm just kidding. That's not why. Okay, and I just put some at the very, I guess it would be like the edge or the outer part of my eye. Smudge it, smudge it. And I don't go all the way because that actually makes your eye look smaller. Ooh. And I could probably can try and make my eyes look smaller because I do have big eyeballs. Oh, why am I struggling with this one? I feel like I need to blink more when I'm doing that one. I'm struggling to like have eye control. There we go. Okay. You might not be able to see it, but we have cat hair, sort of like little strands flowing around because we have 2 cats. And at the moment it's springtime and they're starting to shed a lot. They shed anyway, but I feel like it's even more now. All right. So I opt to put the eyeliner on right now, and then I'm going to put more eyeshadow on because I find I don't like such a definite line anymore. When I was younger, I was like all about like, let's put the eyeliner on because it's an eyeliner. You need to line your eyes. And now I'm all about like, let's be subtle. Let's be subtle. Relax, relax. All cool. I always blow on the brush because I don't want it to be like kapow right on my eye. I find that helps. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you guys caught that, but my throat was making some noises. I always want to get a little bit more creative with the colors I choose. Emphasizing on the word once, but I never do it. When I do it, I go with something more dramatic. I just feel it's too much and I have to take it off. I just like go back to something that's just lighter. Oh wow, that's a little bit too dark. We can fix that. Maybe we can't. I don't know. Well, maybe we can't fix this one, but we can add more to that side. Then I like to grab a bit of a darker tone, and then I just kind of like, I really just go in the very corner of the crease. And I like to do a V, the very edge. And then I do this, but I almost like pull it to the sides. Now I'm gonna try and blend this as much as possible. Blend, blend. I think that was from Edward Scissorhands. She was like splotching the stuff on his face, and she's like, blend, blend. Did you remember that part? She's like, you're crazy. I feel like one is coming out so much nicer than the other one. I don't like it. I mean, it looks nice, but I'm like, like for both of them to look as good. But I don't know if that whole thing of like they're sisters, not twins thing also applies to how you put on your makeup, not just eyebrows. But it looks decent enough. Let's go with a little bit of sparkle. It's coming out okay. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I would prefer the smaller brush. Came out all right. Okay. Now, hopefully I don't overdo it. This is a new, this one here is blush. Now, I naturally have redder cheeks, so I try not to put too much, but the first time when I bought it and I tried it on, I felt like I overdid it. And again, it goes back to maybe it's just too dramatic for me because I'm not used to it. But I put a little bit on my nose. And this is way too much. Blend it in. It's not working. Alright, we're gonna leave it like that. If you want to look like this, then yeah, do that. And I put a little bit on my chin. But you want to mimic the way you would look like if you were slightly flushed. And I'm gonna go with the apples of my cheeks. Alright, that's a little too much. So smile, because it really shows you where you should put your blush on. The chonkers. Okay, that looks okay. I'm not panicking. That looks alright. Okay, now mascara. So I saw a trick not that long ago. Alright, so now, and it said you go like from the midway out, which is really tough for me again because I have very short stubby lashes. So midway outward for somebody else would be like with longer lashes. You could really tell, but with me it's like I can almost feel them touching my waterline. Or I can almost feel the brush touching my waterline. So it's not so much midway out for me. I don't like them too clumpy, and I'm feeling like it's very clumpy right now. So maybe I don't really like your big bad lash, Revlon. It's not really working for me very well. All right, now we're gonna go in with this little tiny guy, pokey guy, and we're going to try and separate them very carefully. Please leave your comments and let me know if I'm doing this correctly. Like, I've seen some videos and everyone makes it look so easy, and I'm struggling. But that's probably also, again, God, I sound like a broken record. It's because I don't wear makeup that often. I'm not the most skilled. I'm kind of liking how this is turning out a little bit. They're like that way, like this one's like this, the other one's like. All right, I'm gonna attempt the last coat. Well, that didn't go on very smoothly. Okay, maybe this is not my favorite mascara. I might have to try a different mascara. Okay, while that dries, it looks okay. I look alive. I just have to get used to that really thick mascara. I'm not enjoying it. We're gonna go with a little bit of lip gloss. So lately I've been struggling a little bit with I have like this bump on my lip that I have an appointment with a dermatologist to have it removed. But I find that whenever I wear glossy lipstick now, and you might be able to see it in the video more, it just sticks right out. Just sticks right out. Now it makes me more self-conscious. Hence why I went to the dermatologist to get it checked out. And some of you might be wondering, well, if you got it checked out, why didn't you get it removed then and there? 2 reasons, or maybe more than 2 reasons. One, because when I went, it was an early in the morning appointment and I had to go to work afterwards. So I didn't want to miss the day of work. Like, I went to see the dermatologist to see what dermatologist would say. He came into the room, he looked at my lip. He asked me if I wanted it to have it removed, and I thought, well, yeah, okay, yeah. But I didn't know it was right then on the spot. So he walked out of the room and the nurse came in and said, okay, we're gonna start getting you prepped. And I was like, oh wait, you mean like right now? And she said, yeah. And I was like, I gotta go to work. Like, you're gonna stitch me up. There's gonna be, she said there's gonna be 1 or 2 stitches. And I thought, yeah, I need to go to work. I can't take the day off. So I wanted to schedule it for an afternoon on a Friday if possible. Of course, that's when everybody wants an appointment, of course, ideally, so I don't have to miss so much work. And the next available on a Friday afternoon is not until August 8th, I believe. And so I gotta wait till then. And again, it's nothing that's urgent, so it can wait. The other thing too is that in Canada, you have to wait so long to get referred to a specialist. So you have your family physician who takes care of your general stuff. And so you go see your family physician and then you tell them, this hurts, and ouch, this hurts. And then so they then write up referrals to specialists. So for example, this thing on my lip, I let her know about it. And she was like, okay, I'm going to refer you to a dermatologist. And then she did refer me. And then I had to wait a few weeks for the dermatologist clinic to call me so that then I can book an appointment with them, which usually takes about a month if you're lucky. Sometimes you go for longer and then you go for your appointment. So I've had this for quite a while now. It didn't bother me before, but then I started thinking, maybe I should get that checked. And so I got it checked, and that's the story. But you can really see it now. I find that when I wear these lip glosses now, you can really, it's more prominent. Or maybe it's just me. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, ugh, it's just like, ugh. To me it looks like this big, but it's really not that bad. And there's days I'm like, yeah, I don't really care if it looks that big anymore. And it's not that I don't care about the way I look. I'm just comfortable in my own skin now. And so I don't really look at these things as horrific end of the world stuff. And it's a different kind of like self-acceptance. It's a sort of peace with who you are and what you have. And you're just grateful for what you have and what you look like and for being you. And you appreciate these little tiny differences. Like you don't compare yourself anymore and say like, oh, I wish I looked like that. And maybe the journey is different for everyone. That was my journey. I feel like maybe I was late in the game of accepting who I am. But I have spoken to some of my friends or women my age, and they do have these issues as well of, like feeling very insecure at certain stages in their life, even at this late stage in our lives. I'm 45. I'm going to be 46 this year. And I do find that in the last few years, I've been very accepting of what I look like. There's an aging process. I'm not going against it. Even if I had the money to do all these procedures, I wouldn't do it because then I wouldn't be me. And again, that's what works for me. Do what works for you, but love yourself above anything. Accept who you are. Embrace your differences. Embrace the little quirks that you have that make you you. My kid always tells me about my freckles. Like I said, I don't like my freckles, but I will embrace my freckles and be okay with that. So until then, this is my makeup routine. I'm pretty much finished. I think I'm not going to do any much more, but this is what I would do. So until next time, if I come up with any other routine, maybe I'll show you my going out makeup on the next video. But until then, take care of yourselves, love yourselves, and we will see you on the next video. Bye. Video. No?
Sorry, I got a chip stuck in my throat. No. Oh my god.
Oh dear Lord.
I'm fine. I think. Yeah.
Breathe.
I'm trying.